What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we're going to be performing a deep dive on the Pokemon Heatran in Pokemon Go. So I have actually done a deep dive on this Pokemon in the past, but now we've seen some Shadow Pokemon come out. We've seen some other Fire-type Pokemon come out, so this video is going to be more of an update for where Heatran is currently in Pokemon Go. Basically just keeping you up to date on all of these Pokemon. But speaking of that, as far as this raid boss is concerned, it's going to be available from August 21st until September 10th. And if you are interested in the counter guide, I actually filmed a video yesterday on that, so make sure you go ahead and check that out. But we're going to be focusing on this Pokemon from a raid perspective, PvP perspective, and then also answering some important questions like, should you power up this Pokemon? I'm excited to go ahead and get into the video. If you do enjoy the deep dive series, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So Heatran, with a max AP of 3,754, it is a dual type of fire as well as the steel typing. So when we talk about this Pokemon, statistically speaking, this Pokemon is an absolute beast, which means for you that it has a major set of potential in Pokemon Go. Why have you not heard as much about it? We will of course address that very shortly. But technically its best stat is its defense stat, followed by its attack stat. An attack stat of 251 is only a couple behind Moltres, just to give you a little bit of a comparison. But when you take a look at the overall rankings, it's in the top 30 in Pokemon Go from a statistical perspective, so a lot of major potential for this Pokemon. The only thing holding it back currently is centered around the moveset, which is what we're going to dive into next, and of course discuss that along the way. So as far as the stat benefit is concerned from the fire typing, you would want to pair Fire Spin along with Flamethrower. Overlook Fire Blast, it's not that good of a move, so luckily Heatran did get technically upgraded by getting Flamethrower. And then when you talk about that move Iron Head, not that great of a move, but hey, you don't have a steel type quick move to go ahead and pair with it anyways. But anyways, if we go ahead and talk about the signature move Magma Storm, that could have easily propelled Heatran up on the list for the fire type Pokemon. It's unfortunate that Niantic decided to just re-release it and not add on anything additional to the Pokemon. It already had its shiny variation out, and then it didn't add any type of moveset as far as the most recent release for this Pokemon, so it's a little bit disappointing. I think it's gotten a little bit of the Ho-Oh treatment where it has an amazing set of stats, it just doesn't have a moveset that allows it to express itself, if you want to look at it that way. So anyways, we've covered the moveset, we've covered the stats. Let's go ahead and see how it does from a raid side. So we recently had Genesect, and I think with Genesect, you can really highlight those fire-type Pokemon. So if we go ahead and check it out, Heatran is actually ranked at 12th as far as the fire-type attackers are concerned. But hey, that's also including shadow variations. And if you want to get a true highlight out of this Pokemon, I think it doesn't really have to do with its time to win necessarily, and more or less to do with the number of feints. So as far as the number of feints is concerned, it ends up getting 7 in the simulation, and the next best, you see a couple of Pokemon hovering around that number kind of 10 spot. Chandelure has 9 feints, and even then, Heatran is getting less feints. So as far as the Pokemon is concerned, I think it acts a little bit more like a tank, which means it could be a little bit more user-friendly towards newer players. If you get yourself a Heatran, you don't have to worry as much about revives, you don't have to worry as much about potions, if you of course invest a little bit into it. So I think it is more user-friendly towards newer players where you're kind of screwed as far as the different resources are concerned. If you don't want to feint, you want to Heatran it out, is basically what I'm trying to say. So now that we've covered that, let's go ahead and get into the PvP aspect of it, because believe it or not, this is where Heatran truly does shine. So this is actually going to be taking a look at the Master League, and this is a good thing for this Pokemon. We do have some synergy between the movesets, so you want to go with Fire Spin and Flamethrower, and then of course add on Iron Head for an additional moveset. But regardless of that, you've got some synergy between the raid side and PvP, because they're the exact same moves that you would want to have. And not only that, because this is the Master League, you would simply want to power up a potential 100% IV Pokemon all the way to max, and it's maxed out for raids, it's maxed out for PvP, so good synergy in regards to that. But it ends up being ranked at 38th in the Master League, which is pretty solid. And as far as its key wins are concerned, it's really more or less focused on those Steel-type Pokemon, and then also adding on Iron Head could help give you coverage versus that Togekiss. And then of course just being Steel typing is going to help, because Togekiss isn't going to be that able to do that much damage in that way. But then on the flip side, we also got some key losses that are also important to mention. So this Pokemon has kind of found a little bit more of a niche position. I've seen Heatran slowly but surely become more common in the Master League, so it is definitely a solid option. It just takes a little bit of some team composition to really highlight Heatran if you want to look at it that way. But anyways, so what exactly are we doing with this Pokemon? In my opinion, I think fully powering it up, for me, it's personally not worth it, especially from the raid side when you've got non-legendary options that are performing better than it, even some more common ones along the way. And then from the PvP side, it's looking pretty solid. So if you're interested in PvP, I think that it's going to be a solid investment. And then in the future, if a moveset like Magma Storm ends up coming out, or Heatran just gets a different fire type move that ends up being better, you may just be able to TM it or elite TM it. I think that would make a lot of sense as far as your investment is concerned. But currently, I don't see any type of urge to go ahead and power up this Pokemon right now. Maybe just kind of keep that in the back of your mind and just be prepped for it. Maybe donate some candy to it. And then maybe in the future, if it ends up getting a better moveset, you will be ready to go and already have your Heatran ready for battle. But anyways, I want to know what you think about Heatran in the comment section below. What do you think about Niantic releasing it for the 3rd or 4th time and not including any type of change to it? I would love to know what you think about that in the comment section below, and I will see you next time. Huge shout out to the supporters over at Patreon. If you would like to get exclusive perks, make sure to check out that link in the description, and I will see you next time.